The first bullet she ever fired in the desert did not kill a man, it killed the last piece of who she used to be. The wind swallowed the echo, the sand erased the footprints, and the abandoned outpost watched in silence as if it had been waiting for her return. For 12 years, that broken concrete skeleton stood alone under a merciless sun, guarding a secret buried deeper than the shifting dunes. And now she was back, not as a decorated sniper, not as a legend whispered across battlefields, but as a woman running from the one truth she could never outrun. Before we step deeper into her final survival test, if you believe in kindness, redemption, and second chances, take a moment to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Bright Hearts. Stories like this live because of hearts like yours. Her name was Captain Alara Vance, though the world once knew her by a call sign that carried both fear and reverence, Mirage. At 34, her eyes held the stillness of someone who had measured life through crosshairs and distance markers. Her dark hair, once tied in a strict military knot, now hung loosely beneath a faded desert scarf. She had been the military's most precise sniper, capable of calculating wind drift in a blink, of reading terrain like a book. But precision had never prepared her for regret. The deserted outpost rose from the sand like a broken promise. Its watchtower leaned slightly to one side, rusted metal groaning in the heat. Windows were shattered, doors torn from hinges, and the old communications room was filled with sand that crept in like time itself. This was where it had happened. This was where the mission had gone wrong. And this was where her darkest secret had been buried beneath classified reports and sealed investigations. 12 years earlier, she had been 22, the youngest sniper ever assigned to lead Overwatch in a high-risk extraction. Her team had trusted her calculations, her calm voice guiding. She left active duty 5 years later, decorated and hollow. Medals gathered dust in a drawer she never opened. Sleep came in fragments. In her dreams, the desert wind carried the sound of that single shot again and again. Now, intelligence had surfaced that an extremist faction had taken control of the same region, using the abandoned outpost as a hidden supply cache. A covert agency had approached her quietly. They did not want Mirage the legend. They wanted Alara, the one person who knew the terrain intimately. Satellite scans suggested underground tunnels, the same tunnels the boy had tried to warn them about. If those tunnels now stored advanced weapons, thousands of lives could be at risk. She had agreed without asking about payment. Returning felt like stepping into a wound that had never healed. The journey across the desert was solitary. No team. No backup. Just a satellite phone, a suppressed rifle, minimal supplies, and coordinates burned into her memory. This was not only an operation, it was a reckoning. By nightfall, she reached the outer perimeter. The moon painted the sand silver, and the outpost cast long skeletal shadows. Movement flickered near the collapsed barracks, armed guards, younger than she had been on that first mission. She lay prone on a dune, heart steady, breath controlled. Her training slid back into place like armor. Distance, 480 meters. Crosswind, mild from the north. Elevation drop, negligible. But her finger did not tighten around the trigger. Instead of taking the shot, she observed patterns. Rotations. Weak points. She mapped their rhythm, not as a predator but as a strategist. If she could access the tunnels unseen, she could disable the stockpile without spilling unnecessary blood. She would not let another impulsive decision define her. Hours passed. The cold desert night seeped into her bones. When the guards rotated inward for a shift change, she moved. Silent, measured steps. She slipped through a breach in the western